I was hardly surviving and just making ends meet. It was do or die. Like I wasn't making any money. I was breaking even. So I decided to trust and to buy your program. I bought into it. It makes so much sense to me. I made a choice to be coachable and to follow your program. Everything starts with action. Without action, nothing happens. Give me a call. Reach out to me. Let's talk.
If you're a real estate agent and you're tired of cold calling, door knocking, and spending money on ads, then subscribe to this podcast. We discuss leveraging the power of YouTube for your real estate business and how these strategies earned us over $1 million in GCI our first year in real estate. My name is Levi Lascsak and my partner is Travis Plum. Let's get started. All right, today we're talking with my good friend Jose Lopez from Rosarito, Mexico. Yes, Mexico. That's about 20 miles south of San Diego in Baja, California. And Jose is 65 years old. And I just love this story because he struggled in real estate for the last 7 years, had to make a transition after an accident, moved into real estate. And he just said he lived paycheck to paycheck, barely was closing one deal a month. And last year he saw what we were doing on YouTube and he thought, let me just give this a try. And at first he said he battled a little bit of ego. He was thinking, who are these guys? Are they legit? Is this a real thing? But then he said, you know what? I had to shut that voice off in my head and said, no, wait a second. They're having way more success than I'm having. I'm struggling to get even one transaction a month. And so he went all in on the program and turned his life around. He's having the best time of his life, the best year of his real estate career, averaging 3 transactions a month. Now, here's the thing about that is you got to realize that one transaction a month, if you're even consistent on that, is the difference of struggling and or possibly getting out of the business. 3 real estate transactions a month, if you stay consistent on that, that is a very good earning in the real estate business. And it will probably put you in the top 10% at least, maybe even the top 5% of real estate agents. Trust me, even the National Association of Realtors says if you're an average agent after 16 years, the income is like $58,000. That is horrific. I would not want to work anywhere for 16 years to earn $58,000. That was a huge decrease too. The year before was $78,000. So that's according to NAR. So here, 3 transactions a month. Now he said he's thriving, having fun, and is loving life in real estate again, all at the young age of 65. It's a great story. He's super cool. So let's talk with Jose. All right, and welcome Jose Lopez, my good friend from Rosarito, Mexico. So for those that don't know, where is Rosarito, Mexico?
It's in Baja California, about 20 miles south from San Diego border. So I'm about 20 minutes south from the border.
Okay. And I always like to figure out and learn about people's past before they transition into real estate. And first of all, how long have you been in real estate?
7 years.
Okay.
Here in Rosarito.
Yeah. So you look like a young man. It looks like you started right out of college, huh?
Thanks.
All right. So what did you do before you transitioned? And have you been in that area, Rosarito, Mexico, for how long have you been in that area? Did you grow up there?
No, actually, I left Mexico when I was 20 to the U.S., Orange County, California. I went to college there. I did my college, and then after graduating, I did sales, corporate sales. I was in charge of Latin American markets. And when I was 59, I had an accident that I was immobilized for 1 year. So I had to move to make ends meet. So I came to Baja California, Rosarito, and the opportunity came up to buy this real estate agency, and I started doing it.
Okay. Now, do you mind sharing what the accident was?
I was someone hit me in the back, and I was hit. I think they say the sciatic nerve was pinching a nerve, and I had very, very hard trouble walking and a lot of pain. I went to several doctors because it happened during my employment.
Oh, wow.
And nobody could fix me. So I ended up not being able to drive or walk for a year. That's when I lost my job because of it. And I decided to make ends meet, to move to Rosarito. Originally, I wasn't coming to do real estate or anything. But in Tijuana, I found a chirophysical. It's another discipline here in Mexico that combines chiropractic with massage. And this gentleman was able to find what my problem was and fix me up. And after a year, I didn't want to go back to Mexico. I had cashed out my 401 savings, I sold my home, and I was very happy here. So an opportunity came up to buy the agency. I did, and I learned the trade.
Okay, that's awesome. That's kind of similar to my story whenever, and that's, it's funny when you have a job and you get injured or hurt or have to, pause work. I mean, they don't wait around for you. After a little while, they're like, okay, well we got to let you go. So, but also I also, during my issue, I lost a significant amount of weight, and so whenever I gained my weight back, it shifted my sciatic nerve, and so I was dealing with a lot of sciatica pain. It didn't make me immobile, but I was doing a lot of driving with my new business at that time, and so I was like always sitting in the car, and that just, my back and right leg would just go numb after 10, 15 minutes in the car. So yeah, I had to work with a chiropractor as well. And he just, first thing he said is like, oh, your hips are out of alignment, and so it took multiple visits. I was going like twice a month. And my hips just kept moving because, again, I lost 50 pounds. So I lost 50 pounds of muscle and everything else, and then so whenever it grew back, I gained back that 50 pounds. You think about it, you just basically shrink and then grow back. It's gonna shift some stuff around. So yeah, that's interesting because you mentioned that too, and I know we're talking business today, but it's always interesting because I know people deal with some chronic health issues and they're just given medication a lot of times and it never goes away. But you never know. It could be as simple as an adjustment or alignment or something is off. And so I like chiropractors. They always set me straight. And anytime I get a strained muscle or something like that, that's the first place I go is to a chiropractor.
Yeah, Raul, my chiropractor in Tijuana, I really recommend it. He has helped a lot of people, and I'm just happy to have met him in Tijuana.
All right, that's awesome. Well, next time I'm there, maybe stop by and see him. All right, so from there you transition into real estate, and so the last 7 years you've been real estate in Mexico. What's your primary market? Are you selling to Americans? Are you selling to Mexican locals there? So what's been the main source of your business as far as clientele, and then also how have you attracted that business?
Well, in Rosarito is a resort town, retirement town for Americans. So about 15,000 Americans live in this area. Mm-hmm. And therefore, my market is about 90% from Southern California, Arizona, and any other part. Now I'm getting from Washington and other parts of America, people who want to retire in Mexico. And because the older people, when you retire in Mexico, you still have Medicare. So you need, if you for any major health issues, you want to be close to the border to take care of your Medicare, your health issues. So a lot of Mexican Americans who are at retirement age, they want to live in Mexico, but near the border. So about 50% of my business comes from American people who want to live in a resort area, beachfront properties, nice condos, and that's about 50. Now, right now, it's about 30% of my market, and about 70% is the Mexican Americans who want to come and live here in Mexico. So that's primarily the market I cater to, I advertise to, and I was doing before this. I was hardly surviving and just making ends meet. I have 2 people on payroll, I have to pay rent, and it was really a struggle. The main purpose, I had an email marketing system, and I was doing it through one of the companies that do email marketing, and it was exhausted my list. It wasn't growing, and I was catering to the same people that already purchased, so I was really, really looking for something else. My salespeople, they were demanding leads, and it was a little bit of stressful. That happens up until last year.
Okay, and so what happened last year?
Well, and I think one of I cannot remember where I found you, but I hear your story and what you were saying about what really hit me. It was the difference between YouTube and Google. They were search engines. So people will look into it, they enter what they needed, and Google or YouTube will respond with the companies that were going to be able to help them. Because prior to that, I was doing social media as well on my own. And I got tons of people asking me a lot of questions. They never buy, but they wasted my time. So they were not qualified leads. But when you said in your presentation how different was YouTube, because before for me it was the same. Social media and YouTube and Google was kind of the same in my mind. When you said that, something clicked because so it makes sense to make the investment that the advertising I saw, where it included 8 videos and everything else. So in just a leap of faith and desperation, because it was do or die. Like I wasn't making any money. I was breaking even. So I decided to trust and to buy your program.
Awesome. And so, yeah, really appreciate that. That's really cool. Do you remember where you saw me? Was it at a conference or was it something online or?
No, it was something online, definitely.
Okay.
It was something online.
Gotcha. Okay,
and
cool.
Most likely, probably it was Facebook or
Yeah.
one of the feeds in YouTube. But I saw your advertising and I clicked on it.
Okay.
And at the time you were offering, I think, a very inexpensive program. And then when I think it was $20 or something like that, just to introduce your company. And the rest is history. I bought into it. It makes so much sense to me.
Was the investment worth it?
Oh, I'm telling you, it's been working many, many times over. Not just in monetary terms, but in my quality of life, my energy, the way I look at life now. Because your program also, one thing that I really want to share with your audience is when you ask your values and why you're doing what you're doing. And I remember when I came to this area, I couldn't find a good, solid real estate agent. I was with my mind that I might be victim of a fraud, if I was going to give them money, what was going to happen. And all these questions, nobody will answer them straight. And I had in my mind the way you buy real estate in US because I was successful. I purchased several homes. So I was very familiar with the system in US, but Mexico, nobody could answer those questions, really straightforward. So, and my why is that people who want to invest, retire, or come and do business in Rosarito, I was going to be the one that being bilingual, bicultural, I was going to answer straightforward their questions and also with a high capacity, high knowledge and making things happen for them. That's my why. That's why I'm here providing service to all these people in a transparent, with integrity and highly capable of doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that I got it from your video because you really asked in the beginning that you really have to find your why so you can tell your story. We're storytellers. And now I'm refining it in a way to communicate that and succinct, easy, transparent, and straightforward to my customers.
Well, I love that. That's really impactful. It's really great for me to hear as well because what Jose's talking about is in the beginning of our program, we talk about your purpose, your core values, and most of the time people think that that's reserved for people who have teams or lead brokerages or companies, and the solo agent tends to not think about that stuff. They don't really think about why am I doing what I'm doing, and also what are my values, not just to myself, but that of people that I want to interact with, and so it's a real easy alignment too. If you have a client that doesn't align with your core values, or if you've ever felt like something was off, or even if you were thinking about hiring or expanding your team or working for somebody else, and you just didn't get that feeling, or you're like something was off. I mean, that's probably core values. Now, if you haven't taken time to identify those, then you'll always kind of wonder. And it's, yes, your gut instinct may tell you from time to time, but it's also good to know what that is. And so, and it makes it very important for like yourself, even with just having 2 staff members, to be able to lay out your purpose and your vision and why you're doing what you're doing so they have something to follow. Because a lot of times when people work for someone else, they don't have those types of things established. And so they are looking to kind of follow in the footsteps of somebody else. And so, yeah, it's interesting because a lot of people kind of brush that off, or they think, not really too important. And so I really appreciate that you said that was really something key for you, especially whenever you mentioned like struggling the first few years of your business, actually several years, because maybe that wasn't established and you're trying to do things just the traditional way or the way somebody else said you should do it. And so you didn't have your own, center of relevance as far as like, no, this is what's important to me and this is what I want to work towards.
Right. Can I tell you something else that really helped me?
Yeah.
It was when in your videos, actually, because I come from sales, I was getting upset at your limiting beliefs. In my mind, I say, I already know all of those. I'm a salesman. So why you're wasting my time? In my mind, I was telling you that when I was looking at your video. And I realized that I was procrastinating making the videos because I had a poor image of how I show up in camera. Mm-hmm. And it show up in procrastination and trying not to do it. But when it really joined together with the values, I said, no, it's not about me. It's about the service I'm providing from people who are struggling like I was before. And with that, like open up my mind to really let go of how I look, I'm overweight, what people are going to think of me, or all these ideas that were in the background. And then when I said, it's not about me, it's about servicing the people that are struggling just like I was. And I'm going to communicate, I'm going to educate, I'm going to give them value. I'm going to provide not just the properties, but the lifestyle that I found here, including the environment, the restaurants, the markets, the community, and then that really took away my limiting belief. Well, it's still there. I have still concern, but it was overpowered by my wanting to serve. So I stopped being self-conscious of how I look in camera, and I started taking action, because it was, I was looking at your videos, but I wasn't taking action.
Yeah.
And then that really triggered my saying, okay, forget it. Let's be coachable. Because, I've been a sales manager, and I always tell people, be coachable. And then I said to myself, I'm listening to Levi from my perspective that I know better. What does he knows? Who I am and my experience. But I stopped everything. I said, these guys, they're successful. I want to be where they are. And they have something to teach me, so it's okay. I'm just going to follow the program. Because even when you told about the microphone, it was so cheap, the equipment that is really inexpensive, I was thinking in my mind, no, we need something better than that. So when I stopped all that conversation about just being coachable and follow your program, trust the program, I told myself. Somehow that idea came, trust the program, just follow it. And I started resisting it. I follow it, and man, what a difference it did in my life.
Yeah, that's awesome. And thank you for sharing that too, because yes, that's a lot of people will overlook those types of things, or that's really just our ego that tends to get in the way. And it's healthy to have, some ego on some things, but especially whenever it comes to, I think, not quitting, or being stubborn, in that area. But also, yeah, a lot of times we let ego get in the way of our progress, or at the same time we're looking for something different. We're stuck, or we're struggling, or we're wondering why something's not happening, and then we see the answer and we're kind of like, yeah, but and that's just ego. So and I share that story of, as far as limiting beliefs, I got exposed to Brian Tracy whenever I was 21 years old. And of course, Brian, that led me to Tony Robbins, it led me to Zig Ziglar. And so at 21 years old, like the first time I heard Brian Tracy speak, I just thought it was the most amazing thing in the world. I had never heard of like self-development or self-education or, anything like that. And so I found it a way that I could really study in on something like sales, because I was in sales at that time. And so for the last 25 years, 25 years, I've been through all the programs. I still listen to Tony Robbins. I still like Brian Tracy. I still have his books. I still have Zig Ziglar, and Dale Carnegie and all these others, and all of the titans of our time right now as well. I go through those books and I read them and I know them, but I still have limiting beliefs myself. And to me, it's more, and maybe it should be more like a temporary misbelief is almost what it should be, because it's just a negative voice that typically says no, or don't do that, or delay, or wait till tomorrow. So despite of how I thought I've trained myself over 25 years, I still get those voices that basically try to talk me from not doing things. And so I've also just kind of said that that's my signal, or that's my trigger to say, oh, well, now I have to do it. Just like in the morning, like if that voice will say, don't go to the gym, sleep in, take a rest day. And then I'm like, well, now that I thought that, I've got to overcome that. And so now I'm definitely going to go to the gym. Just like with
Totally, I use it in my videos now. I said, and whether you're wanting to invest or retire in Rosarito in 9 days or in 9 months, everything starts now. Just pick up the phone, give me a call, let's have a conversation, and let me help you find out if this is for you, or something like that.
Yeah.
But in my video, one way or another, I just tell them like, everything starts with action. Without action, nothing happens. Give me a call, reach out to me. Let's talk, and it's working out. People, and then another something that makes me fun. The other day, a lady came for an appointment, and then I shake her hand, say, "Hi, my name is Jose Lopez," and she goes, "Oh, I know you. I know you. I see you all the time on my TV." Like
Yep.
she really thought she knew me.
Yep.
Like she was so familiar, so like happy, smiling, and I said, "Wow." So through video, people think they know you.
Oh, absolutely. It's the best way to build relationship right now in this day and age. I mean, a majority of our viewership is coming from TV. 2/3 of our traffic on TV. So I mean, that's extremely powerful when people are sitting on their couch or laying in bed watching your videos. I mean, so let me ask you this though, because you're in a multi-language market, you're in Mexico as well, another country. Are you doing videos in English or Spanish?
Well, that's interesting because my program has worked so well, and I have so many questions, next level questions. How do I grow? Where I go from here? I'm having other challenges that I'm busy taking care of customers by appointment mostly, and it leaves no time for me to do the videos. And also, I used to have a lot of salespeople before, and they were making business on the side. So I have several questions. So I answered the call to a mastermind you did, like, I think 3 weeks or 3 to 4 weeks ago in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to that, and I was so happy I went, because you mostly answer all the challenges that I'm facing right now with how my time constraints and everything. And then you told me, when you look at my website, and then you said why you put words in English on your Spanish videos. And I told him because about it was 50% of my business, white America, or white Anglo-Saxon people, and I need to have them read in English. And you told me, no. People who want to invest, they don't want to be reading. You talk to them in English. So separate the channels. Create a new channel in English for that market, and continue doing what you're doing in your Spanish channel. So I divided it. It's working. It's picking up really fast. And now, whenever I make a video, I do one part, the way you teach us, do segments of 2-3 minutes, and then segments of 2-3 minutes, and then your editor puts them together. So what I do, at the same time that I do Spanish, I go back, rewind myself, and then I do it in English. So I have that. At the same time, I make the two videos, one for the English market, English-speaking market, and the other one for the Spanish-speaking. So I think that's gonna really work because right now, even with one channel, very successful. And when I say successful, look, I was closing about one business per month, if at all. That's why I'm telling you I was breaking even, because I have to support the rent, the advertising, and payroll. And one sale was kind of making me even. Now, at this moment, after I started up in December, of 2024. And up to now, I'm doing 3 transactions per month. That's the current state of right now
Yeah.
that I'm closing. I closed one on Saturday. So my challenges are now different. Now I have a lot of customers that by appointment to come and see me. They're qualified because after they already, I'm finding out that they see several videos before they call me. So when they call me, mostly they're already pre-qualified. And I'm also becoming really good at qualifying myself if they're ready for me to invest my time with them, or tell them things but no thanks, you do not qualify at this moment, do this or that, and then call me back when you're ready. So I'm being straightforward with the people and making time now. My challenge is to make time to continue doing videos, because what I learned from you 3 weeks ago is that there's a lag time. If I stop doing videos now, I'm gonna see the lower of my sales, on my calls, in about 3 to 6 months from now. Because right now I'm building on what on already the videos that are working for me, but I need to keep feeding that. So that was one of the big ideas that I got 3 weeks ago. I cannot afford to stop doing videos. Another idea that you gave me is just hire another person. I have the money, I have the cash flow, so hire another sales assistant that is going to open doors. So I'm going to use it as an open doors. I qualify the people, I bring them in, and I tell them I have a sales team, and one of my sales assistant is going to show you the homes. So I still do the closing, I still do the main parts of the conversation. But another big idea I got from you is get another sales assistant to open doors and to assist you with everything else, with the menial work, with the stuff that you don't want to do as a salesperson.
Yeah,
So
that's a
I don't know if that makes sense,
no,
but
it
to
does.
me,
Yeah,
it's exciting.
it makes perfect sense, and I want people to really hear what you said, which is one transaction a month to just breaking even, to 3 transactions a month to having a profitable business. And so that it's really that simple. 2 to 3 consistent transactions a month will make you a very, very successful real estate agent. So, before you look at like what we're doing and you're saying, oh, I need to do 5 or 10 transactions a month, it's like, okay, that's great. You can aspire to that. But really, 2 to 3 transactions that are consistent every single month will completely change your business and definitely take care of yourself and your family, as long as you keep expenses low, as long as you're not going crazy on stuff. But that is the difference, really, from either possibly getting out of the business or just constantly struggling to feeling very good. And now I think your English channel, which I think is a very wise decision to split that up, your English channel, I mean, that's a big deal. And ultimately, you've got a huge buying opportunity with Americans, Canadians, or English speakers in general. But guess what they want? That's their biggest concern is getting scammed, frauded, losing money, and being able to communicate. I mean, the communication is everything. I mean, that's when people travel, that's what they're always concerned about, especially if
Can I
they.
share a story that
Oh
just
yeah,
happened?
go for it.
About 3 months ago, a Chinese person contacted me. He was born in China, and she was an engineer. So he came to America to do his master's and his PhD. He's kind of an inventor. He has money, and he went to buy just a second home in Rosarito, beachfront property. And I was able to help him, and he did find me through my videos. And he clicked with me. He said I look like a honest person. That well, anyway, the long story short, I'm moving up now to the higher income, expensive properties that go from 350 to. I just listed the $649,000 beachfront property. It's a condo actually, a villa,
Yeah.
a villa. And so I'm excited because that's people that they usually pay cash, and the transactions are really quick. And I'm excited about moving up in properties of $500,000 to $1 million properties, and those are beachfront, targeting to the American market. I'm so surprised, like a Chinese guy will call me, and then the Excel was really quick, and he was ready. So
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to change
Yeah.
a little bit my market to the American market because they have a lot more purchasing power.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, this is what's really cool about YouTube is it gives you a global presence immediately. I mean, and you're in a resort town, you're in a beach town, you're 20 minutes south of the US border. I mean, you got all the right scenarios to just attract that type of business, second home buyers, retirees, investors, all of that. So, I mean, it's a really cool opportunity, and it's just fun to hear that. So, what also?
Can I share something with your
Yeah, of
audience
course.
that
Go for it.
I'm really. You did a mastermind about 3 weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it's an investment. I got it. Most people were struggling on this they with economics and everything. But to me, it was so much worth to spend the money to go to Dallas to see you guys. Now I know you are real. You're real human beings, just like me, like
Yep.
anybody else, and you have a level of success in knowledge and experience. To me, just having conversations with you and with Travis, Travis really opened up my eyes in how to do the business, how to get the transaction coordinators, which I did. I already executed that. You helped me to divide my website into two, English and Spanish, and then just looking at the system that you have built, it opened up my mind to different opportunities that I couldn't even see them. Also, I'm really dreaming, and since I'm bilingual, I have a college degree. I could easily get my license in. I have a double citizenship, so I could easily get my broker's license. And I expect that there's going to be a boom in U.S. pretty soon if the interest rates go down and the conditions change. I want to be ready because I could just translate the system I have right now in San Diego, which I can easily. I mean, I often my banking and everything else is in San Diego, so I'm considering the idea of keep this and open up a channel in San Diego. I know it's going to take about 6 months to kick in, but do them. I don't know. My mind is just. I'm older, but I'm so full of ideas and how to generate, how to start things, and thanks to the system, your system works. It works. Period.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. So, also, I wanted to share because you had some videos that have some really good views on them. What's your most viewed video right now?
It is San Marino. It has 49,000 as I think I saw it before yesterday. It's not at all. I think it's 3 months old, and it already have about 3 sales pending on that one, plus a couple of them closed already
Oh,
on
wow.
that video alone.
That's good. So,
Yeah,
most viewed video with 49,000 views, and then also you're actually getting specific calls from your videos for specific units.
specific units. Like they call me and they say, I like the model because in that video I show 3 different models.
Yep.
And in your videos you show us how to go with developers.
Yep.
And present those. Before I wasn't doing that. Really,
Yep.
I was just concentrating in listings and existing properties. So your videos open up my mind to go to the developers. I make the agreements with them, to sign the commission structure. They usually pay 3 to 5%, which is really good because I bring them the customers. And now that I have transaction coordinators and not salespeople, I get to keep all of that for my office. And working with developers is proving to be very, very profitable.
Yeah.
And in your videos, you also show us how to do that.
Yep.
So easy.
Yep.
But can you imagine? Oh, and I think the average on my website, people stay about 8 minutes on each video, the average.
Very nice.
Which a friend of mine told me is very high.
Mm-hmm.
But multiply that for 49,000 people, and it's just like, let's say I spend a day or a couple of days doing the video because I had to research it, I have to learn on the product, and even if it was 3 days in preparation and everything, I'm counting the creating in my mind the story I was going to be telling and everything, just following your program, like you get the hook, and then you just tell them, go through the process, and you close strongly with the invitation to subscribe to your channel. So let's say I spend realistically a couple days. And for those couple days of work, I get 49,000 people who saw my video, staying about 8 minutes. Like pretty much the video is working for me while for 2 days of investment. That translated into close sales on that particular development. And I have about three. One, it's almost it's a done deal. People are just in the final. Because I also told people nothing is going to happen until you put a deposit, a good faith deposit, and I make the offer for you. Other than that, we have nothing. So I'm learning to really move faster and factual and in real life with people to explain to them what's the next step. Just the next step that you need to take. So I have about 3 sales that coming up, and that's a success. Can you imagine 49,000 people saw that video?
Yep.
Amazing.
Yep, that actually, I just did the math on it. The 49,000 people times 8 minutes, that's 272 days. So, like you said, if even that took you 2 to 3 days to create that, it's giving you 272 days back. So that's a pretty good investment. 3 days to get back 272 days.
Yeah, and now people calls me, and I'm cheerful. I'm becoming very sharp. Thanks to you guys. 3 weeks ago, I kind of renew again, and then I'm now I speak from authority. No, I'm not saying from ego, with authority.
Yep.
Because I know what I'm doing. I know the value I provide. I know how much I'm worth, and I'm able to communicate it in a straightforward, friendly, but not submissive. I don't know how to explain it, because I think before I was a little bit of that, and now I speak from I can help you. I will if you let me.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then also,
that's why I'm telling you. I want to say that because when I tell you that my life changed and my relationship with myself, that means nothing to people listening to it. But now, if I can really put it together with how I show up with my customers, like really, I come from the position, I can help you, I will help you if you let me. Let's partner. This is a partnership. I do my part, you do your part, and we make happen. Your dream becomes a reality because our joint efforts.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
I'm coming from a different place. That's all what I want to say.
Yeah. No, that's really great. And how old are you now, Jose?
65.
65. 60.
I'm just got my Medicare.
Well, congratulations on getting your Medicare. But first of all, you look amazing, and I just really want to encourage those listening too, especially if you're you're on the higher end of the age scale. We'll just say that. But 65, I mean, to be doing this, to have your best year in real estate, especially in a 7-year career, but also having a lot of fun. I just heard you say that you're really enjoying, just really enjoying life again and the business. I mean, it does make it fun whenever you're doing transactions, meeting with clients, getting to show them all these beautiful beachfront condos and homes. I mean, it's a really good lifestyle, is it not? It's a good lifestyle, right, Jose?
It's awesome. And just in service, because I service my customers, I want this conversation to be of service to you. And I just really want to make the invitation to all your listeners. If you're not in the program, I think the worst enemy of myself is myself, because I was successful in sales. And my ego, my brain tells me I know better and I shouldn't. Whatever you tell me, my brain is automatically trying to make it better or not believe in it, or just inner conversation. And I remember clearly when I was stuck looking at your videos in your program, I made a choice. I made a choice to be coachable and to follow your program. To me, really, that makes a difference, because when like myself, I'm talking about myself. You get older, and somehow I think in my mind that I know better. But then I said, look, these guys are making millions. They're making so much commissions. I'm surviving, making one transaction per month. Why do you think that you're better than that? Just quiet your voice and listen and act on it. Yeah. And so I did.
Well, that's awesome.
And I'm glad I did it.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you did it too, and I just love hearing the success. I look forward to seeing the continued success on your channel and in your business. And yeah, meeting you in person a few weeks ago. And what Jose was referencing is we did this private group mastermind. Only 15 people. We did that, and we for 2 days we did a little office setting, and then we actually did the second day inside of a model home and kind of walked through that scenario. But it just gave us a really good opportunity to meet with people individually, spend some time with you. They got to hang out with myself, Travis, Chrissy, our videographer Alex as well. So we went to dinner. We had, we had lunch. It was a great time, and really fun for me too, because it was such a small group environment, which is what we wanted, to where, we go to these conferences with hundreds and thousands of people all the time, and you get to spend 2 minutes with somebody, or they ask one question or something. It's like, no, let's do something really intimate with a small group and really try to help them. So that's what he's talking about. I don't know if we'll do another one. If we do, I'm not sure when. So that was we wanted to see how the first one went, but it went very successful. So we might open that up once again. But we appreciate you coming all the way from Mexico to Dallas, and love hearing the success, not just with the view count, but how that's turned into clients and consistent transactions. And now you're expanding, adding other team members like transaction coordinators based on what we shared. So all that's really amazing. And you're doing it at 65, and a very young 65. So that's even better.
But honestly, I don't feel like 65. My brain, and now with the advances in medicine,
Yep.
I'm taking care of myself. I'm losing weight. I'm exercising every day 30 minutes. So I really see myself up to 75. I want to build something.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry again.
I love that, man. That's so great to hear. I really appreciate you spending time with me today, Jose, to share with others. And any final words of advice you would have for those that are also thinking about getting started on YouTube?
Well, I don't want to sound like I'm being one of your salespeople, but I just really want to share to you people, to the listeners, that this program really did change my life, and I had to have some humility to listen to what the successful people do, emulate what they're doing with gusto, with putting all of you in it. Don't question it, just go through it. And once, like now I have some level of mastery in making videos. Now that's when I went back for more coaching to elevate my level. But if you're struggling, just give it a try. Maybe this is what you need to get your business to the next level. I'm sure that you will, because it worked for me. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jose. We appreciate you.